it's Wednesday and we're back with another video. What are we doing today?
So we are about 7 days away now from election day. So with that being said, this past couple of weeks, international South Africans came out to vote.
Yeah.
So let's just check out this clip first and then you tell me what you think about it.
Thank you.
If the ANC survives these elections, South Africa won't.
Because my dad likes ANC.
But you're not able to vote yet, are you?
No, because I'm not 18 or above.
So we're in Trafalgar Square in London, where thousands of people have come to cast their votes for the South African national elections. This is the biggest election in South African history for expats in the UK. Over 24,000 registered voters. People are feeling excited, passionate, a sense of pride, being around fellow South Africans, bringing the biltong, passing it along.
I'm looking for the biltong.
We're going to show you a little bit more about what people are saying.
In the previous election, we got about 70% of the vote overseas. So if we get the same again, I'll be very thankful. This election is so important, and for the first time in 30 years, we can form another government. We don't mess with that, just vote DA.
There's no electricity, there's no water and all those sort of things. So this is the change we are talking about, to say we need to see things changing.
Atmosphere is really, really festive. It was super easy to register and queue slightly long, but we've made it in the end. So
It was very easy. Just get on a train, sit for 2 hours, then you're in London. Well, I've done what I can to try and make a difference in South Africa's future. I just hope it's enough.
Because I was using my own car, so it wasn't that expensive. I'm sure people who are traveling by trains is quite expensive. I miss everything about South Africa. But yeah, we have to be here, work. I'm enjoying UK as well. I'm hoping the government that will be coming on power will put people first, people of South Africa.
It's just nice to be surrounded by South Africans, even though we're here in London, It's like being at home, right? A bit nervous, excited, and it's just great to see people here with their savannas and their rugby shirts.
I think South Africans in general are just like very warm, friendly people, and like even though we deal with a lot of cuck, like we still do it with a smile on our face, and we are, like I said, hopeful, and yeah, I guess that's what just keeps us going as a nation.
Yeah, I've sort of arranged to meet up. I've got two older brothers. We've been here for a long time, but we miss South Africa. There's no place that matches it. It's very special. It's a beautiful place. Lots more people should go there. I'm constantly trying to champion school trips. I'm a teacher. I'm trying to get school trips to go out to South Africa. If they get to see the place, there's nothing like it.
it's really positive, and I think there's really hope for our country.
I think there's a lot of corruption in the voting and stuff, and I just hope like the things that they say is actually happening behind the scenes, because I don't really think that all that they are saying is happening. So yeah, they're only there for their personal gain and not there for the people. That's the feeling I've got, but yeah, it could be wrong.
The corruption throughout that 9 years, if you look at SAAA, the mess is huge, and Ramaphosa has a difficult task of cleaning this mess. But the ANC is giving a good showing here in these elections today, based on what we are seeing inside and people going in, and the people that come to interact with us here. So we are going to give it a best shot, but we know the results already. We know what's going to happen.
What's going to happen?
The DA will win the international votes.
We will be the kingmakers. Today is about raising the awareness that there's a choice, a new hope.
And it has to be biltong.
If you're a South African, you might just love the biltong.
But you think about the situation we're sitting with in the UK. Everyone has to come to London. There's no way you can make it a day. You talk about people from Manchester, Liverpool, Leeds, one place. I hope they can. I wish we can have a lot of voting stations around the UK. I want to see the government that can commit to people and deliver for people. That's the change I would like to see.
We cannot be in South Africa on a day-to-day basis. We cannot be on the ground digging and getting our hands dirty. But this is the best way we can actually do that.
So what are your thoughts on
Oh
that?
man, it warms my heart firstly like to see South Africans like no matter where we are always sort of patriotic to our country. Like we really love our country. That's and another great thing to see is that people actually came out in their numbers. Like even though they are not in the country, but they know that their little say or their vote can make an impact, in the country's future and in how things are for us here. So I really admire that. I am really happy. I hope that people who are here will actually turn out, as people who aren't, like actually made the effort to go and vote and make sure that they cast their vote. But also like a lot of interesting things were said, like a lot of the sentiments kind of match those of ours that are here.
Yeah, so this video here was based on South Africans living in United Kingdom.
Yes.
And these are people who are there for work and stuff like that.
Yes.
I'm sure quite a lot of them are not there by choice.
Yeah.
Some of them are probably there because things are not working out in South Africa.
Absolutely.
So they have to find alternatives in other countries to work.
Absolutely.
So it's good to see that even though some of the South Africans that have left the country are still patriotic to South Africa and they still love the country and they still come out in numbers to vote.
Yeah.
So the thing to note about this election, like the clip says, it says that it's a record number of voters voting in the UK. So this is the first time that people feel like there's actually going to be a new government.
Yeah.
So they feel like, okay.
The optimism is there.
Yeah. Because in previous elections, probably a lot of people didn't vote because they just felt like
it's going to be the same old thing.
It's just going to be ANC.
Yeah.
But this time, because people feel like there's actually going to be a new
chance.
People are coming out in numbers.
Absolutely.
Which is great. Now, this should be encouragement for the South Africans living in South Africa to go out and vote.
Absolutely.
Because you Koketo in Soweto thinking that you better than international South Africans that actually went out to register to vote and then took a train from a different city onto another city.
2 hours.
2 hours.
And you have the opportunity, to literally just walk down the street sometimes to go and vote.
Yeah, so they did all of that and then went on to queue as well
in
long queues and then to cast their vote.
Because they understand, that their vote is important. Like your vote is important.
So to them, they understand the importance of the vote.
Yes.
And you, or whoever is deciding not to vote, you should also understand the importance of your vote. And this should be encouraging you to actually go out and vote and actually vote for a change. Because specifically the South Africans, the ones that are unemployed, the ones that are staying at home, the ones that are struggling in life.
The crazy frustration is that they are usually the ones that don't see a need to vote, that they're not going to vote, or they'll vote for the same problem. I really don't understand the psychology behind that. But then as I've always tried to understand it, is obviously it's the poverty and poverty has a way of shaping how you think sometimes. But I feel like this right now, at the point that we're in and all these discussions we've been having, I feel like you have no excuses. You know what I'm saying? There's no excuses. And I feel like everybody else who's been passionate about, the elections and this year's elections, I feel like they've all played their part. They've done their bits to stress the importance of these elections.
Yeah, but all in all, I'm very happy to see things like this.
Yeah,
I'm very happy to see people coming out in numbers to vote.
Definitely.
I am hoping as well that next week, Wednesday the 29th, I'm hoping that South Africans also break the record, come out in numbers to vote for change.
Yeah.
And honestly, I tend to give politicians a lot of flack, but I feel like in this election they've done a very good job at getting people engaged, getting people interested in the elections.
And they showed up when they needed to. That's what everybody has had a taste of all, the different parties. Even the smaller parties actually came forward like this year, like, they tried. They weren't like, oh, we smaller parties, and just, go in a shell, but like, they've actually stepped forward. We've learned more about them than we've had in previous elections. So I feel no doubt that they'll also get more votes than they had in previous elections as a result of that. So that was also beautiful to see.
This is the first time, probably ever, for me personally, that I've actually been invested in an election.
This invested, absolutely.
Yeah, and we've seen a lot of political parties go out to different podcasts.
Yes.
You've seen them have many debates. You've seen them on TV. You've seen them on YouTube. You've seen them on Twitter. You see them everywhere. They're trying to get as much publicity and as much information out there as possible, and they've showed up. They've put in a lot of work, and
also trying to make people understand things that were not properly understood. I feel like.
Yeah, it's just for me. It's just campaigning, but the campaigning was good. I really felt like, no, this is an election. This is an election year, and I'm hoping that a lot more people feel that way, and I'm hoping that people just come out to vote. Like they even made this like a public holiday.
Yes.
They made this a public holiday. So you literally have no excuse. Unless you're sick. That's the only excuse that you have. Unless you're too ill to go and vote.
Absolutely.
You have no excuse.
Like your conscience should really, rattle you if you're gonna sit there and just enjoy a public holiday and not vote.
Specifically those who are unemployed.
Yes.
You people are the ones who seem to care the least about voting, even though it's affecting you the most. I don't understand that logic. As you can see, there are South Africans who, some of them or maybe most of them, were forced to leave the country to look for work elsewhere. And because South Africa is such a great country, and we love each other, we love the people, we love the environment, we love the culture.
Yeah.
Many South Africans still feel like, even though I've left the country, I'd still like to come back if I was given the chance to. And they doing their part to vote for a different government. So you unemployed, sitting at home, or you
in the dark.
Yeah, you who's disgruntled with the ANC, or you living on a 350 grand. Like, take this opportunity.
All the more reason to be that hungry for that change.
Take this opportunity to actually decide, no, I actually want to make a change.
Absolutely.
I want to change my life in a certain way. I want to change the lives of people around me. And go out to vote. Well, all in all, for me, this is a great thing to see, and just looking at that clip, you should feel like, no, man, South Africa is a nice place. South Africa has great people. South Africa is probably one of the best countries in the world, if not the best country in the world, despite all the challenges that we face.
Yes.
And you should feel this thing to fight for your country. You should feel that urge. This is the time to change our country, take it in a good direction instead of the bad direction it's been going in. And just get as many people out there to vote as possible. That's your contribution to society. Let's make this change happen. And we'll see next week. It's exactly 7 days from now even.
Come on, guys, let's gear ourselves up.
So this is going to be the final weekend of campaigning. So you're going to see massive rallies, probably all over the country, but most specifically in Gauteng, because that's where a lot of these parties like to campaign.
Yes, absolutely.
So just have a look out for the rallies, check out the numbers. If you're interested in a party, just go to one and see what they have to offer. And you guys just let us know what you think about this whole situation.
Yeah, let us know.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
And keep watching. Goodbye.
We'll check you guys in the next one.